Let's go back to what we were doing. Let me actually get a couple more fuel and supplies. All right, back southeasterly. Which of the quartermasters is beneficial? Veils and mirrors. +1 auntie's advice? No! We'll keep the bat. It's bat trick. I would prefer to not crash. Dreki, what are you doing, Dreki? Oh, it's a visitor! I need your wigglers. Give me your wigglers. Join me, wigglers. I wish to wiggle. Wiggle with me. It moves so dang erratically. Ooh, it's almost down. Come on, a couple more hits. Yes! All right. Hopefully we can get a bunch of wigglers. Failure. Ah, shit. I was hoping at worst we would still get some wigglers, but we didn't. So bugger me, I guess. It sounds like a shower of diamonds. We pass through a field of glass fragments. Ooh. Oh, the music faded out. Oh, this is so eerie. Alright, there's something weird over there. What the fuck is going on with space? Hold on. Let's stop at this port real quick. Light from the clockwork sun smears the windows. Ooh. sun's light glows in your windows, the color and thickness of old cream. The dock is rarely used, and its maintenance has lapsed. There's evidence of rust and metal strain, but only of non-crucial components. It's safe to stop, for now. Once inside the dock, the sun's scouring light is diminished. An outpost on the roaring edge of the sun, shielded from the malevolent light by an eggshell of stained glass. As you emerge from your train, suit-swaddled engineers gather, plainly astonished by your arrival, and bombard you with complex questions about how you dealt with the dense sunlight and skewed chronosolar fields. Once satisfied, they hand out protective suits to you and your crew. Yours is patched and torn, one boot missing. The engineer sprays you with the substance that smells like lemons gone wrong and searches your pockets. A cursory effort at best. They seem distracted. Sunlight seeps like syrup through the cracks in the stained glass ceiling. The floor shudders in time with the churning machinery far beneath your feet. The air has a tang of chemicals, bonfires, and rain. Pistons pump, cogs turn, and suit-swaddled figures tend to the enginery, bellowing over the shrieking metal. All right, so... Ooh, sun strength 62. Interesting. In response to your questions, the engineers shrug. The day dawns, the sun brightens. The night comes, the sun dims. What more is there to say? Some of them seem so exhausted they can barely stand. They insist it's proximity to the sun that affects their sleep. Sundial-shaped building. The glass house or the vaults. Panes of stained glass and fuel. Oh, and we have bargains for crates of munitions. So I'll grab a couple of those. I know we have a thing that needs them. Might as well get them cheap. Let's go to the sundial-shaped building. Azimuth is an enormous sundial without shadow. Its roof topped by a golden shark fin gnomon. There are still racks of yellowed pamphlets on the walls. It once served as a kiosk, selling tickets to sunspotters, the pilgrims and tourists that were expected to flock here. These days, it is more like a temple. Frescoes on the curved walls depict the triumph of the new sun over the old. You've gained 1 yearning, burning. That seems concerning. Broken dome. Together we can help the less fortunate. You'll be compensated for your time. There are many poor souls out there in need of our help. Beleaguered, ignorant masses. I've never met them, but I am sure they exist. He pauses to wipe his eyes. When we lift them from their contemptible state, perhaps they will come to appreciate the greatness of the sequence. He sends an orderly to fetch a wooden crate. Once it's set down before him, he wraps the lid proudly. 600 manuals on how to correctly tie a bow tie. Deliver these to Brabazon Workworld. I'm sure they will be immensely benefited by their improved understanding of etiquette. Okay. We have a well-intentioned package. Alright, what's his role on the sun? I am a priest of the new sequence, declares the sequencer. The brightest truth, the wildfire, has swept Albion. He points out at the expanse of the sun. There burns a beacon, a savior, an aspect of God. We venerate the clockwork sun and its immortal architect, our empress. I'm here to greet pilgrims and safeguard the souls of our engineers. Azimuth is also the only access route to the sun-shattered dome, an exhibition hall that once was built back when we received more visitors. The dome is terribly dangerous, and I advise you to avoid it, no matter how much you hear about the priceless artifacts inside. What is at the glass house? An isolated section of the abandoned exhibition halls has been repurposed to hold not treasures, but prisoners. Each wears a gray smock rather than a protective suit, leaving them utterly undefended from the ravages of sunlight. They sit slumped in unlocked cells, making no effort to escape. Where would they go? Ooh, boy. Approach the glass half empty. Left half of his body is shimmering translucent. Only the flesh and muscle of his left half has vitrified, not the bones and blood within. The glass is suffused with 1,000 fine frozen capillaries. Hey, Golossal! Glottal! Welcome on by! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Let me give you the old shoutest of outs! Any of you arriving? Yes, that is Glottal right there. That's what he looks like. I have stolen a picture of him, and I've revealed him to all of you for perceiving. You don't know me? I'm Dreki Wormer, the Draconic Serpent, Flightless Dragon, or simply Worm on the internet. Playing games. Glottal, I see you're doing art. I hope you had a fun, fantastic time. But now you can lay down your pen and rest, or your mouse. Or I guess you can't lay your mouse down like it's always kind of lying down on the desk. But you know what? You can just kind of relax. Okay, that's what I'm getting to. You know, you can stand up, you can wiggle it out, kind of like how I am riding the noodle trainway, riding some noodle waves. You can go leave a piss, take a water, probably get the water from someplace different than where you pissed. I don't know. That would be my preference, but I mean, maybe your plumbing is routed differently. But regardless, if you got to rate and run, take care, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I appreciate you stopping on by. It's been a very chill evening working through the new area in Sunless skies. Hydrate, I can do that. Since you requested. And a stretch. Well, that's really easy. Like, look how easy I'm stretching all over the place. Just wee, wee. But we haven't found too many places. We've been working through a lot of events now that we've gotten to a new area. We found London, got a couple of the officer quests that we were looking for. We finally have a quartermaster. And it's a giant bat person. And then also our aunt. We don't actually know if she's really our aunt. She says she is, but she insisted that she also come aboard. So +2 crew persons. And now we're at the Clockwork Sun. Apparently we found some people in cells exposed to the sun's lights without any protection, and this person has half their body crystallized. Kind of wondering what's going on. He fixes you with an anguished stare. Get me out of here! This was an exhibition hall once, never a prison. The engineer must have had to install those bars especially for him. The others would not even leave if they could. Their minds are lost. The empty attempts a one-sided shrug. And, well, the Empire sent me here because I was smuggling sunlight from the Neath back before the horizon closed. When I sold it, I told my customers that the light from the Clockwork Sun was toxic. True sunlight was the only cure. Ended up causing a minor panic in London. think one of the engineers locked me in because he took offense at my criticism, though. He gestures at his vitrified body. I stand by it. Well, we might as well as try and help him out. Nothing like breaking the carceral system to set people free. Thank you. His voice is hoarse and he speaks in barely a whisper. We'll need to find a permit for my release. Present it to the steward. Forged, legitimate, and with care. 3 ministry stamped permits. Yikes. Alright. Now we have a tiny goal. What's in the Terpsichore vault? Beneath the machine bristling surface, you find a ring of 9 vault doors, each engraved with the name of a classical muse. 8 are locked and barred, behind signs saying things like vacant, or under renovation, or, in one case, unfortunate chronological discrepancies. The 9th, marked Terpsichore, is the only door open to you. When you enter, the footsteps ring through dusty barracks and abandoned canteens. These are the engineers' quarters, but they're all on the surface working, except one. The broken steward has been working on the sun since before it first shone. She has been here far, far longer than any of the engineers above. The broken steward makes her way carefully towards you, cane clacking on the floor. She has a markedly stiff-limbed gait, and her arms creak as she removes her helmet. Let's see. Oh, that's why we need 3 permits. 1 to authorize the release of glass half empty, 1 to authorize the authorization, and a 3rd to confirm that the authorization has been authorized. Don't you love British bureaucracy? Jeez. She smiles. Her teeth glint oddly. She catches you glancing at her mouth and smiles even wider. Her teeth are shards of cracked glass, protruding at odd angles from her gums. It's not just teeth, she says, with a brusque air that brooks no sympathy. Damn sun turned my bones as well. Terrible nuisance, really. Gets in the way of work. You notice her fixed neck, her stiff limbs, her careful movements. It's not too bad, she says. Good thing I like soup. Okay, lady. Let's go ahead and leave. Somehow. And just close. Alright. Hydrate. I'll do that. Welcome on by, Magos. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday evening. It's fascinating that the artificial sun makes everything all washed out. Anyone else send you? Yeah. This is always a great time. And I can get up to some shenanigans. Alright, this doesn't look right. A weft of unraveling time. You've strayed into a place where the weave of time has frayed. The sky groans. The borders that separate past and future crumble. Your engine is dragged in. Allow yourself to be pulled into the weft. The boiler rumbles. The chimneys spume. You urge your locomotive forward into the churn of time. The present quivers, falters, and is torn away. Ah, I see we need to visit the horological office now. Within the weft, past and future not like dueling pythons. Nothing is constant. Another age washes over your locomotive, and everything changes. When you leave the weft, some of your present circumstances will follow you out. Be careful when you depart. Your engine heaves, throwing you to the floor. A shrill shriek of rending steel. Something is gutting your engine, great claws, prizing apart the hull. Is this past? Future? The gun batteries thunder. Sky-suited crew pepper the breach with small arms fire as a shape presses hungrily against it. Ooh, we'll lose hull and gain terror. Uncanny specimens and munitions. We can afford to lose hull. Ah, we failed. Well, that's not good. You join the crew fighting against whatever is mauling your locomotive. Despite your fire, it forces the breach wider, reaching in, and playfully disembowels the man fighting beside you. Then everything heaves as the weft writhes, and another palliative daze washes the battle away. Escape days yet to come. Perhaps this is a near future. Your engine looks the same, and there are familiar faces among your crew. But here, inside the captain's chair, is a logbook more thumbed than your own. You cannot resist perusing the accounts of your journeys you have yet to make. It is not comforting reading. Let's remain in the weft. You have only to endure, and the chaos of the weft will sweep your current circumstances away as another time gains dominance. You can feel its approach, a roaring like a gathering tide. Alright, so it's a moment of crisis again. Oof, that's a chunk of health. You force your way through the battle to the bridge, ordering an evasive maneuver that casts off your attacker and sends you thundering from the weft. Your engine's scars remain, along with the rounds that have been freshly loaded into the guns, and several of your aggressor's talons blasted from it into the fray. It is not the date that it was. Oh boy. We need to jettison some stuff. We can get rid of fuel. No, we can get rid of some supplies. I think whenever we get back and we have access to the bank, I think I'm going to swap out our mining device for the cannery, just because we want the extra cargo hold. So we're down here because part of our engineer's quest is we need to find where the rogue verdant fragment is. So Hostrip Deep, southeast of London. When you're close, you'll need your scout to find it. Ah, we found it. Escort the incautious driver. The driver follows a trail of fungal vines deep into the bowels of the building, stopping at a bulbous mass that takes up much of what was originally a cellar. They approach it, letting its thorns rise up, wrap around them, draw blood. "I'm here to take you home," the driver tells it. But it seems unlikely the verdant fragment has any interest in something as simplistic as human speech. The driver winces as it digs its thorns in deeper. When it finally lets go, the driver looks miserable. "You won't come with us," they force out, wincing at the sting of fresh iodine on their wounds. It prizes its freedom too much to give up on just becoming another part of its primogenitor? This is a portmanteau of prime and progenitor. Don't know what to do. Threaten the fragment. Offer yourself as a host. Attempt to communicate with the verdant. Try and communicate. The verdant fragment pulses slowly, showing no interest in your attempts to communicate. We'll take it back. Part of it will always live inside you. We'll take something too. I don't want a fungus inside me. The only time I want a fungus inside me is whenever I'm eating it and it's going into my stomach. This is a weird brain ear canal fungus. I don't want to mess with that. Let's blast it. A round of shots into the verdant's fleshier mounds proves ineffective. It withdraws its vines, wrapping its central core for protection. The driver looks uncomfortable. Maybe we could try again later? Come on, I don't want to stay here anymore. Really? Oh, I can just do it again. There we go. The verdant fragment may or may not understand words, but a quick round of shots from the train into its fleshier mounds makes the point pretty carefully. It withdraws its vines. The driver steps forward with a knife, carefully severing the central core from the rest. Together, you carry it onto the train, ready to be delivered to the nature reserve. All right. Now we have that ready for whenever we go back to the Reach. Although I don't see us doing that anytime soon. We have a whole huge wide sky of Albion to explore first. Ooh. Hey, a barrel of fuel. Long forgotten. Just what the captain ordered. Now the music turns back to that nice, tinny, ooh. Slightly heat-seeking. Alright, I need it to chase me so I can hit it with my longer range. What are you gonna do? Huh? What are you gonna do? You're gonna get shot's what you're gonna do, buddy. Ow. Alright, I took that one on the snoot, but that's my fault. Search the crew cab. Let's try and get a pane of stained glass. And we failed. Alright. We're also gonna need to get more crew. Let's beeline back to London. Oh, I just realized I don't know how we can reduce our terror. We haven't found anything that will specifically do that. That's going to be a problem shortly. Yikes. Oh boy. We're doing okay, but this initial foray into Albion is getting to be a little rough. All right, we have to do the maze traversal. Uh-oh, someone dropped off their order in the middle of space. Might as well as pick it up. Collect every single hour. It is not the date that it was. I wonder what that's doing to me. I feel like there has to be... The game doesn't have flags without reason. They all do something. All right. Bank. Chip. Store, 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 store. There was a... Mausoleum west southwest. Wait, no, this one. Floating Parliament lies east of London. We need what, 3? Well, crab cakes. I had enough, and then I had to use too much. All right, we're gonna just really stock our ship up. We need to hire a crew, that's for sure. Failure, come on! We still got most people most of the way. Can we reduce... Nope, that'll get some money and experience. Connect the generous princess with your cryptic benefactor. Donate a royal dispensation. Don't care about any of that. So nothing for restoring, telegram for the incautious driver. Driver reads the telegram without expression. Show it to you without saying a word. Come home. Stop. Your father. Stop. Funeral. Stop. New Winchester. Stop. Drive safe. Stop. He was ill for a long time. Driver finally manages. Need to pay my respects. We also need to find some immaculate souls. Maybe we can wander the streets and reduce... Nope. Alright, I guess we're gonna go deliver this to loading... Actually, damn it, I forgot. I need to turn in my port report. Dang it, Dreki. You silly serpent. The stalwart bookkeeper. The bookkeeper reads the report swiftly, makes a few notations, and files them deeply in his haystack of financial records. beyond the attention of even the most persistent ministry auditor. Thanking you silently, it conveys that you are doing important work. Also, I need to repair my ship. That's probably a good idea. All right, so this is east of London. But where east? The Ministry of Public Decency, I see. Ministry Monitor. All right. I am normally taking a fight to the company and the royal ships. I get the feeling trying to pick a fight with that would get me fucked up pretty quickly. A number of instruments of government are located here. The Horological Office, which regulates time across the Empire. The Office of Works, which ensures the jobs no one else can be bothered with or done. And the Ministry of Public Decency, which curates the notion of Britishness with the same care a lepidopterist uses to pin a butterfly to a board. Ah, okay. Now that was a mouthful. So let's check the Horological Office. Albion's heartbeat. Clocks of diverse size and shape line the walls of this small gray office. Each is meticulously tuned by the royal horologists and inspectors as practice for the thankless, complex task of ensuring the consistency of time across Her Renewed Majesty's territories. Ooh. Let me talk about that weft of unraveling time. They adopt blank faces when you describe your experience and say things like, "Sounds unlikely. Are you sure you haven't a touch of the old starlight? Makes one believe all kinds of things I've heard." You're sure they know more than they're saying. Perhaps if you were a member of the office, they'd trust you enough to talk. I see. Let's speak. Ah! Ah, it's a lab! The cat girls are escaping from the lab! Welcome, welcome, welcome. The appropriate rate on average. I certainly know that feel when things decide to break. A lab has landed. Oh no, the entire lab! Ah, it seems I was mistaken. It wasn't the cat girls escaping. The lab itself has grown legs and escaped. Welcome on by, welcome on by. If y'all are coming here from Lab's channel and are not already following them, I'm gonna make it real easy for you. You got a button, it's right there. You click it, and you'll get notified when, You'll be notified when you're notified that you've been notified that you've been notified. Dude, well, fuck. What the fuck, everyone? All right. Hold on. Welcome on by, Duke. Welcome on by, Duke. Welcome on by. I see you're playing some more War Tales. That is always a nice, tactical little game. And if you want to watch someone play a nice little strategic band of comrades, you can check out Duke next time they go live. Wow, that was a back-to-back raids. I don't know, that's weird. I got back-to-back raids on last time I streamed and then today. It's just been a blessed past few days, it seems. But still don't know me. I am Dreki Ormer, Draconic Serpent, Flightless Dragon, or simply Worm on the internet. I'm playing Sunless Skies today. If you have been streaming, I'm talking to you, Lab. I'm talking to you, Duke. I'm talking to anyone else who raided into them and has now come from them onto me. Y'all Need to take a minute, stand up and stretch, wiggle it out, leave a piss, take a water. Probably don't piss on the floor, probably grab your water from a sink. I don't know, choose your location. It's not my house that has to clean it up. Welcome to the Ziggurat, Fang. I hope you enjoy your time here. Yes, so, Sunless Skies is in the Fallen London universe, which is spinning me. Unable to refresh your Twitch bot authorization. Oh no! Sounds like somebody's got to do some debugging. I say that knowing there's all sorts of things that are currently broken that I haven't fixed yet. But so the Fallen London was originally a browser game. Then they had the Sunless Seas, which is sort of a prequel to this game, because this is the sequel, Sunless Skies. Technically, lore-wise, it's taking place 30 years after Sunless Seas. Also, I forgot to explain Fallen London. So the conceit of Fallen London is a section of London suddenly falls into this underground cavern, the Neath. And it's a bit weird. It's a little bit eldritch. It's a bit strange. It's not like, it's spooky at times, but it's not like gratuitous horror, grotesque kind of stuff. You know, it's pretty fun, pretty strange. Is it really VTubing if everything works the first time? No, not even if it works the third time. You get that error so much, but never midstream while it's open. Huh? You're talking about your bot authenticating with StreamerBot? I don't think I've ever had any issues with JungleBot falling out or Jungle Whispers falling out. Working and working, but I hope you're having a lovely stream. I am. It's been a nice talky evening. It's been a busy day, and it looks like it's going to be a busy week. So it's nice to be able to just talk and listen to all the fun music and sounds of this game. Let me, before I continue talking in here, let me just show something about the game real quick. So we're a train flying through space, as one does, you know. Nothing really strange to think about there. So you could just see like how they layer the backgrounds in this game, because you know you have your foreground element, and then you see all these various occluded things creating like all this depth to the scenery. So even though it's like a 2D flat game, it's just, it feels so big and lived in. And oh shit, oh no, oh by the way, we have a dog on our train. Uh-oh, you hear a disturbance and oh dear, must be the dog again. The baritone percussion of his barking echoes throughout the locomotive. There's a pressing question to consider. Where is the noise coming from? The driver's cabin. The locomotive shudders and shakes like a racehorse on the cusp of their last great adventure. You enter to find the driver strapping goggles to the inadvisably big dog. He won't leave, driver shrugs, scratching behind an ear. Since he won't leave, I said he might as well be properly equipped. There's an effort to get him to sit still, and he's showing no signs of leaving. Steer the dog out by his goggles. Make a spectacular distraction outside. Let's make a distraction outside. You exit the cabin with the driver and begin to raise a ruckus. You sing a giddy duet while banging a rhythm into the door frame. Lucky for everyone else, it does not take long for the inadvisably big dog to emerge. Ears perked in the direction of the noise. Does the dog now have glasses? I was hoping the dog would have goggles because it talked about putting goggles on him. It's a stability issue with the internet. Get errors. That sucks to hear. But yeah. I was in the middle of visiting the horological office. Because we fell through some space-time and are trying to understand what's going on. Let's speak to the chief horologist. He sits hunched in a thick gray blanket, his crow-like stare fixed on a disassembled clock. Its gears are almost too small for the eyes to see. Times change, I've heard. Not if I have any say in it. He reaches for a pair of tweezers, the pincers barely thicker than a human hair. Time in London must be the time in Barbizon, in Worldbury, in New Winchester, and Lustrum, to the second. It is the privilege and duty of this office to ensure that continuity. He sniffs. Task that is considerably easier before we began spending hours like shillings and sixpences. Now it might be yesterday in one place and next week in another. It is most untidy. Let's look at the clock of Albion. Only the finest engineers were permitted to work on it. Every component is encased in polished glass. The hands are sharp enough to slice paper, slided between the exquisitely carved numerals with buttered smoothness. Only the second hand is permitted to jump from moment to moment, and it does so with a precision of a military march. Just for tourists, of course, grumbles a bleary-eyed apprentice. Albion's time's really based on old TikTok man's pocket watch. Keeps us straight, except that time on his 90th birthday when he had one too many and the whole of Albion lost 2 hours. That's a hell of a story, I bet. Check the array of clocks. Despite the vast distances involved and the complicating effects of local hour usage, all the clocks share the same time. Each of London's territories is expected to run on Albion Standard Time, but London is a long way from them. Despite being a commandment from the Empress's own lips, it is a law more often breached than observed. Let's learn about the nature of hours. The chief horologist doesn't bother to hide the weariness in his voice. No, despite the imaginative claims of certain penny dreadfuls, hours can't take you back to yesterday, nor leapfrog to tomorrow. But with the use of hour looms, a work's journey can be made to take a day, or a prisoner can endure the 10 years of his sentence while only 1 year passes outside his cell. A work world can perform a month's labor in a week. A lifespan can be stretched. The Empire, comrade, runs on hours. Alright. Can, you got a job for me? Chief Horologist looks surprised at your inquiry. Horologists tend to be cut from a specific cloth, a rather grayer fabric than that worn by a skyfarer. However, you have the right to take the examination if you wish. Blows the dust off a textbook and bids you to sit down. No calculation devices or writing implements are permitted. The Chief Horologist peers over the book. If the current time in Purduance is exactly 17:15 of the clock, the time in Albion is 18:34. What, pray tell, is the current time in Lustrum? Hurry up, hurry up! We could bribe them with unseasoned hours. It's gonna be the time of Albion, 18:34, of course. That's your answer? Oh, very well. We shall continue. Now, tricky one, perhaps. Chief Horologist coughs. Train from the Brabazon work world arrives at 11:30 in London. Current time shown on the master Brabazon clock is... He winces. 14:30. The train took exactly 1 hour to make the journey. It does not, of course. I merely offer this as a hypothetical for the sake of testing. What was the accurate time of its original departure from the work world? All right, so it arrives at 11:30 London Standard. So we subtract an hour, so 10:30. Pauses for a moment before writing your answer down. Wait patiently for several minutes, but the third question doesn't seem to be coming. Chief Horologist's eyes seem to have drifted closed. A string of drool dribbles out from his otherwise dry lips as he snores. Nudge him gently. Oh, excuse me. Glances at your answers. Well, you seem to have the idea. No point going through the other 248 questions. Congratulations, you are now officially a Royal Horologist, apprentice 3rd class. He pauses. Speaking of which, I have an assignment for you. Temporal inconsistency. Suitable test of your practical skills. Take this pocket watch. It's both your badge of office and your compass, pointing to the correct time. Wear it proudly. Keep it well wound. Do not get it wet. Smaller gears are quick to rust. You have an assignment in Port Avon. Ooh. I don't know where Port Avon is. Oh, okay. So now that we're officially part of them, we can talk to him about the weft of unraveling time. These outbreaks of unruly time are politically sensitive. Well, I assume preventing or repairing them is beneath Her Majesty's dignity. She is, of course, terribly busy. Our office has been instructed to make such repairs as we can. We've invented the Raveling Jacks, simplified our looms that can reweave time's torn fabric. You would assist, we'll pay for every weft repaired. Unfortunately, the jacks only work from inside a weft, a delicate operation. I'm afraid the machines are fragile. My superiors insist we demand a small deposit before you requisition one. Interesting. Only 100. We'll go ahead and grab a Raveling Jack. The Jack is a cumbersome machine with an improbable number of arms and wheels. It comes with an almost indecipherable instruction manual and a stern lecture from the officer in charge of supply closets. All right, so we have got everything. Good. Heading off to bed. Have a good night. Well, have a fantastic evening and a rejuvenating eat, Fang. Thanks for stopping on by. Okay, so we can just leave it in our inventory. I think that is enough of the ministry. Let's see if we can find the floating parliament real quick. Ow. It says east of London. Can't be too far away, can it? Spitalfields Market. Interesting. And we're halfway to our next level. Expand on our character's backstory. I kind of wish I had like a shuffle function. I feel like we're kind of getting some repeats. Like we're only getting like a couple new ones every time. There's a couple I just really don't want to get, but I might just have to get them. I don't really know if there's like hundreds of facets or like, obviously some of them are stats dependent, like, you know, they have prerequisites. You need to have certain triggers or events. Like there's the one that became available because I survived a battle with like less than 5 hull or something like that. So like ones that are unlocked from visiting certain places. Man, even in space, London is smoggy. Yeesh. Hour of the Wolf. We'll have to reduce our terror. I don't know where I can go to reduce it. Pay our respects. Aw, come on. I lost some hull? That's just rude. I'll check that out in a second. See if we can get to Brabazon. We do have a delivery to drop off there. Uh-oh. Don't see me. I'm not here for combat. All right. The last day, a horn blares. Horn blares. The factory doors creak open. Those work worlders lucky enough to have reached the end of their service blink in the light of freedom. They were young when they first arrived. Now their skin is calloused and wrinkled, aged, not only by hard labor, but the slow burning light of the clockwork sun. Let's help them with their paperwork. Damn. The official forms are labyrinthine, written in the smallest possible type for workers who can barely read. Unfortunately, you have no luck sorting through them. The hope of freedom in the worker's eyes fades. Shuffle back through the gates. That's fucking depressing. Fuck! Let's deliver the sequencer's care package. The summoned workers are exquisitely downtrodden. The overseers take vocal pride in having gone an extra mile on your behalf and carefully selected the most miserable of a bad bunch. The amassed laborers shuffle their feet, apparently expecting a trick. Finally, a filth-faced man steps forward, ducking his head in greeting, and fumbles the package open. He picks out one of the bowtie manuals and stares at it for a while. A series of emotions pass very visibly over his face. Finally, he inclines his head and thanks you without inflection. Yeah, this was a package of 5,000 pamphlets on how to tie a bow tie. And I was delivering this to a literal prison planet where people in basically go to debt prison for years. Yeah, a little tone deaf. You know, I feel like maybe could have sent something better. Maybe like some lotion. You know, it's pretty. All the smog and the hours are not good on the skin. I don't know. Maybe some pretty pictures. I feel like these people would appreciate something nice to look at. Let's see if we can get a port report from here. There we go. Oh, I forgot to read that one. The overseers here work hard to ensure Little Nice remains perfect. From the freshly painted fence curlicues to the newly mown grass of the lawn. Hard to get a sense of what's going on in Brabazon from your current curated surroundings. Overseers themselves are no use. Must have been briefed. Each gives you a clearly sanitized information. You only have to speak to 4 before you hear a repetition. You have to go to the work world itself to learn anything true about Brabazon. Ah, I cannot get a port report from Little Nice. Interesting. All right, let's recline on a bench. Let's return. All right, so if I go to the work world, I converse with an overseer. All right, we get a sky story. Maybe we joined a tour and it will now let us do a port report. All right, so carriage clock. Yes, plenty of time. Admire the rugs. Smile at the workers. Give them some human warmth. We are going to sneak away from the group because I can. Write a port report. Industry is booming here, as always. Labor is cheap. Demand is high. Discontent simmers among the workers. But the ones who prove valuable are promoted to oversight positions. Wheels turn. Brabazon persists. Yeah, let's slip them some supplies. The locals have grown so used to gruel that even Murgatroyd's fungal crackers come as an exotic extravagance to them. You share what you have with them, as many as you can. Fuller bellies means more strength with which to agitate for better conditions. Yes. Yes! Agitate, workers! Secure worker medical attention. I don't have any ministry stamped permits! Damn. That feels back. Let's do an exploration of Brabazon to see what happens. Weary workers struggle to their first shift, gray as ghosts in the smog. They struggle under heavy tool bags and heavier debts. The debtor's court does not give a good rate of exchange on sovereigns owed to years worked. Stretch and hydrate. Stretch and hydrate. Very well then. Okay. I don't want to stay too long, and I don't know how much of my time is going to be used up getting back to the tour. Let's go ahead and try and rejoin the tour. Someone has marked every corner with chalk. The arrows point toward the Brabazon tour route. Here and there, the markings have been covered over with soot, but it's easy enough to get back. Whoever the marker was, they were anxious not to get stuck here. You are running out of time. You are running out of time. All right, so yeah, we got back just in time. Nice. All right, so we can leave here. We've gotten a couple things to ameliorate our terror issue. Now let's see if we can find other ports to get a load off. It's nice to play this today. I was kind of basically in a box, just plugging away at stuff. Wasn't really anyone to vibe with. It's like I saved up all of my talking for now. A failed work world sprawls here, rusting uselessly. Oh, I can take you. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Oh, what the fuck? Whee! Oh, it was a trap. Whee! Oh, no. Oh no! I can fix it. Ah! Oh, blood and ashes. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Ah! Can't believe you've done this to me. Wait, shit. Oh, I'm in a corner. Not the shotgun. Ah. Mean to me, Chimera. I can't believe you do this to me. I'm just a simple worm. I'm a worm on a worm. I'm surfing the wormy waves. Oh man, the infested overseer ships are another level of dangerous compared to the tackety ones. Did it just? Oh, if it loses track of me, it can go back into hiding. Oh, I think about the head pats. Oh, we got him. We got him. The dreadnought rocks like an empty cradle. They've been colonized by the guests, a wormy, lonely species that craves the warmth of inhabited places. When one guest calls to others, soon every inch of the engine was filled with slug-like worms, and the crew were crushed. I'm going to... We'll go with the terror reduction. Get out of here, guests. Yeah, guests. You could say they were uninvited guests. Eh? Why are you booing me? Oh, okay, the way they use the layering now on the foreground. Fucking love the maps on this game. Something south.